Good Monday evening, everyone. How was your weekend? Did you have a wonderful weekend? If I'm right, and I think I am, next weekend is Thanksgiving here in Canada. And my daughter's doing it this year at her house, so I'm looking forward to that. Christmas is mine, so I love that, but she's going to do Thanksgiving this year, so that'll be nice. So we're going to do something different tonight. I'm going to do something different. You're going to join me. So thank you for being here. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so you get notifications. And you can come and have a good laugh when I screw up, because I do that. But anyway, what we're going to do tonight is something that I watched Steve McDonald do on his channel. So I'm going to try it out. And it is going to be Mod Podge. I'm using Mod Podge. You can use any of the Mod Podges. This one is the matte finish. And I have these wooden coasters. They're not very thick at all. They're just thin. And I spray painted, because this set I'm going to do for myself. I spray painted these ones in a really pretty sparkly blue, and these ones are in a very beautiful rose gold. So, and then what I did was I went to Amazon and I bought these transfers, and I cut them up, and they're the vintage, because I love vintage Christmas. So there's the big ones and the little ones and some great big ones that would be nice on a tile, which I will try later. But right now we're just going to work with these little ones, and then we're going to try something else after that. So okay, so come on down, because we're going to do this step by step. I'm going to put these ones over here, and I'm going to take the pictures that I am putting on these over here. And once these are done and they've dried for a couple of days, I will do a resin coating over top. So what I'm going to do, what you start with is your Mod Podge, and you can brush it on, and you know, don't be sparing. Brush it on in both directions so you're getting all the wood covered. I spray painted these coasters yesterday, so they've had quite a while to dry. So I'm going to do them all first. So, you know, just cake it on there. But you don't want, like, I don't mean you don't want a lot of lines to have to smooth out, but you do want all of it covered. So go in both directions just to make sure you're getting in all the grains, mostly with wood, these wood coasters. This will also seal your wood for when you do the resin on top. So there we go. There's 3. Last one in this set. smooth that over here. Let's get some paper towel just to wipe my fingers off a little bit. Are you seeing all this? Okay, so let's start with my first one. These don't have to be perfect because they are mine. But if I was gonna sell this set, I'd want to be as perfect as I possibly could with them. Let's see if I can line this up. Smooth it out. Now I'm taking the little one. They're matching pictures. Here, I'll show you with their matching pictures. The large and the smaller one. And I thought that would be kind of cool to have. Okay, I gotta see if I can move this over a bit. Right to the edge. I can trim off anything that might, like these little tips, I can trim them off after. And then I'm going to put the little guy right beside it with a sliver of space. Now, I have these silicone brushes, and I'm going to smooth this out and push the air bubbles out. Maybe it's better with my finger. Yes, no? Yes, better with my finger. Smooth your air bubbles out. I'm trying not to get any creases. But at the same time, as I say that, the reason I picked vintage pictures is because, one, I love Christmas is my favorite time of year. And I swear to God, if there is such a thing as reincarnation, I have a feeling I was around back in the 1800s, because I would have loved Christmas back then. Horse-drawn carriages and the whole 9 yards. Late 1800s. Okay, so what I meant by that when I was trying to tell you, because they are vintage Victorian Christmas. Victorian would be old, old, old. So if you get a few little creases or whatever, it kind of adds to the character of the fact that it's supposed to be old. So I really kind of like that. You could smooth it perfectly out, but I kind of like that. Okay, so let's go for number 2. Now I know to put it right to the edge so that the second little piece picture fits. Take my second little one. Put it beside. I'm leaving like a sliver of the color in between. Yeah, I think doing it with your hands much better than doing it with this. This may work on the next thing I'm going to show you, but for this, the fingers. And this, if you were working with a thinner paper than this, I would suggest being very, very careful. I mean, be careful anyway, but but this is a pretty heavy duty paper, so it's letting me be a little rougher with it. Okay, so we're on our third vintage Christmas. Like I said, if I was doing this for a customer, I'd be measuring everything so that they were perfect, but these are for me. And I'm gonna love them just because they're vintage and they're cool. And I love Christmas. I am like a big kid. I love giving gifts. Oh, the faces of my girls when they were little and they'd get something really special that they wanted, and the grandbabies know that Grandma and Papa, this is the way it goes. Santa gets, excuse me, Santa brings the one thing that they asked for, and Noma and Papa get the other thing. And Mommy and Daddy buy the clothes and the odd stuff and the stocking stuffers, but I like to spoil my grandbabies at Christmas because it's my favorite time of year. It's because I get to. You know, we have a tradition. Birthdays are the same as when my girls were little. They get an outfit and a bathing suit for the year and one little whatever, toy or whatever. Christmas is when I get to spoil them. And I'm babbling, I know. I'm just trying to... Okay, there we go. So there is the first step. Okay? So now what you do, because you can't just pour resin over this. The back is now sealed by the Mod Podge, but the front isn't. So you're going to put Mod Podge all over it again. And don't worry, because it dries clear. It will not affect the picture whatsoever. So do the same, repeat the same step that you did putting the Mod Podge on in the first place. Now you're going to do it over top of your picture. Okay? So right now it looks cloudy, like you can't see the picture very well, but this will dry clear and you won't even know. It'll look just like it wasn't even there. And you do the same to every one of them. Then you let it dry for, I mean, you could probably resin them tomorrow, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, and I'm gonna leave them until Wednesday. I'll be watching my little grandbabies tomorrow anyway, so that'll keep me busy, and I won't want to push my luck and resin these sooner than I should. Because I've been known to do stuff like that. Because I have no patience. Okay, last one. See this way too, and go in both directions. You're making sure that you have got every little bit of this paper covered so that when you resin it, the resin isn't going to seep in and ruin it. I see that I have a bit of an air pocket there, so I'm gonna leave this a little bit and try pushing that. Okay, I can't leave it. Told ya. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so that is all 4 of those done. Now, we're gonna try something else. We're gonna do a transfer. These are just cheap 11 by 14 canvases. No big deal. I am going to put Mod Podge on this whole canvas. And get rid of something that was sticky there. Oh, there it is anyway. Same thing. Go over the whole canvas. You could probably use a much bigger brush when you're doing this, but I didn't bring one down. You've got more than you need, pour it back in. Okay, now I'm gonna go this way. Same thing as on the wood, just to make sure that I am getting every bit of the canvas. What transferring is I printed out a couple of pictures, vintage Christmas scenes that I like, and I'm going to transfer that picture from the piece of paper onto this canvas. So here is my picture. It is of a vintage Victorian home on Christmas Eve, and they're bringing the tree by sled, horse-drawn carriage, just perfect. And I am going to lay it on here. And I am now going to do the same thing and put a layer of Mod Podge over it. Smoothing it as best that I can so that the picture is nice and smooth. And when this dries, so Wednesday, we will do all this next step together. So Wednesday we will resin the coasters, and Wednesday you will see the next step in this transfer, which is really, really cool. And fingers crossed that it works out. Because I really, really liked this idea. I thought it was kind of cool. I did it, a couple of years ago with some wood planks, and I put roosters on them, and they are hanging up above my window in the kitchen. Not sure if any of you have seen them, but that's where they are. You see air bubbles gently, because this is just printer paper, so it's thinner. Gently move your air bubbles out if you can. Okay, so now this puppy is going to sit and dry, and I have one more we're gonna do, and it is, I love this one. Isn't that beautiful? That is my dream. I love that. Just beautiful. Okay, same thing. We are going to just put a layer, thin layer, but an even one. You gotta make sure it's even or your picture won't work out. You can do the whole canvas, you can do whatever you want. I've decided these pictures will go center, and then I will design around the picture with something, with either, you know, it's going to be resined in the end, so maybe add some pretty stones or some Christmas decorations, or I'll come up with something. I just wanted to get this stage done with you guys first, because it is getting close to that time of year. So doing your Christmas projects now. Don't forget to go both directions, so you're getting in all the nooks and crannies. Everything's being covered in Mod Podge. Smooth it out the best you can with your fingers. And then cover this with a thin layer of Mod Podge. Both directions. And get out any of your air bubbles gently if you can. Okay, now we let it sit. Okay, now I wanted to show you. See? The Mod Podge is drying and it's becoming clear again. So it does not affect the picture. And when you resin that, it'll come up nice and clear. Nice and shiny and clear. But I'm gonna let them dry for 2 days. Okay, so I'm gonna go on and do the other set of coasters and not bore you to tears with it. And let's see what else is coming up. My wood guy and I came up with some really good ideas for some Christmas boards, and I think he's working on them this week, so they should be here soon, and I'll share that with you, and we'll do how I'm gonna resin them. And the move, all my stuff is now in the office, or in my new small space studio. I have no clue where anything is, but I'll figure it out. It'll get to me and I'll start to remember. And I've pulled some of the rug in the other side, and we're getting there slowly but surely. It's gonna be nice. And I've decided I'm not even, like, when Cassie and Logan move in, whenever their house sells, and they have their closing, if it's before their house is ready, then they're going to be moving in here for a while. So, but that's not the only reason we decided to do this. But I have decided that I'm just going to leave it here. When that side's all redone and looks fabulous, I am not moving my stuff back into there. One, because this was a workout from hell, but worth it. And two, because I'm going to want to keep that nice and clean and organized, and my space, my art space, is anything but. But anyway, okay guys, you have a wonderful evening. Don't forget to go check out my wonderful artist, Moon Kusher Art. Gotta check her out. Louise Singleton Creations, definitely check her out. Kimberly's Art. Mold creators, we've got Lee Cranch in the United States and Lee Cranch Creations. Philip Danner in the United States. Moldy Moose in Canada. She does custom as well. They're beautiful. Again, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so you get notifications. And if you guys have any ideas, anything you want to see me do, try, fail, work on, you just let me know, okay? Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now. See you Wednesday.